And welcome back. If you haven't figured it out, game day, first day of football. Go Bears. You're playing Green Bay. We can beat you, cheeseheads. We don't like the Packers. Iron Mike Ditka. If you're a Packers fan, don't watch. My name is George. My wife Jackie's not here because, well, it's game day, and that's not what she does. Cheers. Let's get the game started. But before we do, I got 7 things that you don't know about Orlando, and you need to know these. So let's get started. These 7 things are unusual, are cool, and really, really diverse. So I want to jump in real quick. Number 1, the MZM Theater. The MZM Theater is one of the coolest theaters I have ever seen. Now, this is a part indoor, part outdoor theater. It is just dripping with old big oak trees around it. It's got a killer restaurant included in there. They do film festivals at the MZM. It was founded in 1985, and it's like you're going back in time. Then they play some really, really cool movies like Step Brothers and Josie and the Pussycats, Tombstone, as well as some Indian movies. It's a cool place. Take a look at it. Now, what you're going to see is you'll see the Eden Bar, which is their outdoor dining area. You can dine while you're eating, and this is one of the only theaters in the world that has an outdoor and an indoor theater. You can actually sit outside if you want to, or sit inside for this. Absolutely remarkable. This is in the town of Maitland. You need to check that out if you're coming to Orlando. If you're moving here, you definitely live here, you need to go as well. Let's get to number 2, Wall Street Plaza. This is an area of downtown that is pretty funky. There are some great restaurants, some really cool bars. It's known for its nightlife. Now, they say it's kid-friendly during the day, but my advice is no, don't go there. This is a grown-up playland. Now, from the younger to the older generation, live music. There's a big park in the middle, and a lot of really cool artwork surrounds it as well. So it's one of those places that not everybody hears about at first. I'm here to tell you it's a lot of fun. We used to go down there around 7 to 10 years ago, and we just have a blast. We tear it up. It's open late, which isn't my world anymore. But if you like some fun, you got to check out the Wall Street Plaza. Definitely worth going to. Number 3, the Charles Hofmer Morris Museum has the most Tiffany glass in the world. It's absolutely amazing. Now, this is a museum where they've spent years and years curating Tiffany glass and protecting it, and it is absolutely beautiful. One of the things you have to take a look at is the Tiffany Chapel. The Tiffany Chapel was originally created by Tiffany in 1893 for the World's Columbian Expedition, and it is terrific. Jeanette and Hugh McLean are the original curators of this. This is a must-see. Now, you wouldn't think this would be on my list when I just talked about Wall Street, how much fun that is, and it's football day, but wow, this is crazy. And most people don't know it. It's in Winter Park, which is just north of downtown Orlando proper. Definitely worth taking a look at. It's a couple hours and it's a lot of fun. And as you'd expect, they're very much into education and they really give back to the community. It's just a wonderful place to go. I would recommend highly you do. Let's jump to the next one. Number 4. This is the Milk District, just to the east of downtown Orlando. Now, the Milk District, it started out where T.G. Lee's, that's where their dairy used to be. And back in the 1920s, we made milk there and everything else. Well, it's turned into this really cool area of town. And one of the things they're known for, a couple of the things they're known for, is the artwork that is throughout the Milk District. They've done these murals on the wall that are phenomenal. Take a look at these. These are absolutely fantastic. And something else that makes the Milk District so unique is the diversity of the coolest restaurants ever. From Mexican to Asian to you name it. Now, my personal favorite is 7 Bites. And 7 Bites is a restaurant. The chef is actually an old friend of mine. We used to work together years ago. She's amazing. The restaurant is amazing. And Guy Fieri actually went there with Diners, Dives, and Drive-Ins and showcased this restaurant. You got to give it a try. If you're going to come to Orlando, you have to go to 7 Bites. The Milk District, though, bunches of restaurants. A lot of fun. Some outdoor activities happen there. So, see, it's not just theme parks. We have one theme park we're going to talk about. But it's so much more. There's so much here, and it's such a cool town. Let's move on to the next one. Number 5 is Lou Gardens. Now, Lou Gardens in itself is just a masterpiece. If you're into plants and gardening, and it turns out at my age, I'm actually into that at this point, and I love it. So here are some interesting facts about Lou Garden. Besides the fact that it's absolutely beautiful, there are over 4,000 different plant species. Now, these were all collected and brought together prior to 1961, and then they've continued to do that. In 1961, they actually donated the Lou Garden 40 or 50 acres to the city Orlando proper. So it's definitely worth the trip. It's absolutely beautiful. Weddings happen here all the time. It's a great place for just a cool winter afternoon stroll. You would be amazed at the flora and fauna in here. This is one of Florida's best kept secrets, Orlando's best kept secrets, and you don't want to miss it. Okay, so remember, now we've got Tiffany Glass. We've got Lou Gardens with the most amazing things. We've got the Bears beating the Packers today. No. The volume's going to be up, and I'll be right there. Press pause. Nothing starts till I get to watch the game. I will be right. I'm in. We have the Milk District. We've got Wall Street. I have something else for you, too. The very first theme park right here. Gatorland. Now, Gatorland is just south of the Orlando area proper, just as you're getting into Kissimmee. And while you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to see it, there are thousands of gators. The property, it started in 1920, and the owner of it his claim to fame was he'd jump into the water with all these gators. In fact, we're advising you not to do that. But it's amazing. And it's also now a bird sanctuary. You've got gray herons and all sorts of different kinds of birds that roost here and have it's just amazing. So besides the gators, you get the bird show. There's this albino gator, and my personal thing there, when I used to take my boys all the time, the best fudge I've ever had. It's that good. Make that something you want to do, even if it's just for a half a day. You'll have a blast. It's really cool. And there are a ton of gators there. You'll see them get fed. It's so much fun. In fact, we should probably do that right before we go to my daughter's football game, because she goes to the University of Florida. Gators. My boys go to FSU. So we're a house divided. Let's move on to the last part I wanted to talk to y'all about. And that's something you see all the time, but you probably don't know a whole lot about it. Lake Eola is the lake right around the Lake Eola district of Orlando, which is really our downtown area. And as we've mentioned before, in case you're not familiar with it, Lake Eola is really a sinkhole. Don't panic. We don't have a lot of them here. In fact, Central Florida is kind of pretty good where you don't have to worry about them. You're worse off in different areas of Florida, out on the coastlines a little bit more. But it's about 100 feet deep. And there's no swimming allowed there. And the reason there isn't is there's this gorgeous fountain that you see with the lights, and at nighttime the music and the lights are playing, and it shoots water 60 feet up in the air. But because you're not allowed to swim there, it's for this one reason. There is a 3,000-pound water intake down below that'll actually pull a swimmer in, and it'll drown them. That's why they don't permit the swimming. In fact, most of the swans and the swan boats, which, interesting fact, are all solar powered, they stay away from the fountain just because. Now, it's about a mile if you go all the way around. It's a great walk. There's always activities and events going on. There's actually a sculpture garden down there as well. And the bandstand is the Walt Disney bandstand, of all things. Isn't that kind of cool? Great music goes on constantly. So once you're there, it's only about a 5-minute walk to Wall Street. So I would suggest maybe a sunset walk around there. It's beautiful. And then maybe go over to Wall Street, get some great Mexican food, go to Fuel, which is a local nightclub there. It's a lot of fun. The bartenders there are great. Just have a blast. Orlando has everything and more than you probably knew. Anyway, I just wanted to give you all the good information that we found out. I'm going to watch the Bears game. I hope you have an amazing Sunday at 7:30. If the Bears are winning, give me a call. We'll do a cheers. Go Bears. You can beat them. Have a great day. See you soon. No old style in this house.